Welcome back to the UGC Besties podcast, episode 5, where we're talking all about the creative process, like brainstorming ideas, planning and scripting, filming and editing, and just our overall tips.
Hello, besties. Welcome to episode 5. Well, Carly, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really good, just keeping busy. The end of the year has so much going on all of the time, but that's okay. We love staying busy, but I'm just so excited to be on here recording this podcast with you today. You're my bestie, and I just love getting to spend this time with you. How are
I love
you?
it too. I am doing great. I have so many collabs under my belt right now. So, after this pod this weekend, I really got to buckle down and just get my creative juices flowing to get them done. And also, Carly, I got my package from Planner's Purpose.
Oh, that's so exciting. So you have
I
so
know.
many videos that you need to start creating, which is going to lead us into our topic for today, the creative process. And so I can't wait to talk with you about this so other creators can listen about how the creative process works and aspiring creators can kind of get an understanding of what is goes on behind the scenes for a creator.
That's so true. And I'm glad that we're here to put our heads together and just give the besties truly what they want and what they need. To start off, let's talk about brainstorming ideas and the techniques of generating fresh content ideas.
Yes. So my favorite thing is when I have like creative control of the video and I
Hmm.
can take full control of the creative process, and I can use different techniques for brainstorming ideas. I really do think that following social media trends is a great thing to keep under your belt as a creator. If you follow trends, you will get views, and
Hmm.
that's really good for the brand to keep on trend on their social medias as well. And so getting ideas from trends is really good. Ideas from other creators, never like copy other creators, but if you search anything in TikTok, like if you need to do a gratitude journal UGC video and you search gratitude journal UGC in TikTok, it will show you so many UGC videos of the product that you are trying to create a video around, and you can get so much inspiration from that.
Yes, that is so true. And you never copy, but it's okay to get inspiration and put your personal touch to it.
Yes, and you can also like ask your besties like if they have any ideas for a video. If you need help like writing your scripts, or brainstorming ideas for what to even do, you can ask other creators and get help that way. Something that comes to mind is something I learned in advertising school called like idea dumping. And when you
Mm.
have one specific product that you are trying to come up with a creative idea for, one technique you can do is write down 100 words that come to mind when you think of that product. You just take a pen and paper and you start writing down every single word that comes to mind when you think of that product, and you could you'll surprise yourself with how many things you could think of that would spark your imagination. And so if you're not feeling creative at all, you just need to start writing down and get those like creative juices flowing, and that can like really help. You can go from like having no creative inspiration to tricking your brain into giving you all of these like great ideas. It's really cool.
That is amazing. I see, I'm a writer. I something sticks with me when I write it down rather than like typing it in a computer. And I have never thought to write down 100 words, especially when you're low on energy. That does spark creativity. I love that, Carly. That is
It
some
gets your
amazing
brain
advice.
thinking.
Yes.
Yes.
I never
Really.
thought that. And you said you learned that in school.
I did, yeah. So they would
That's
give us like a
amazing.
product and they would say, make a whole campaign over this product. And with,
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, social media was not what it is. There was no AI, and, it was
Right.
just your brain, right? And so that's what they
Uh-huh.
wanted, of course, in school as well, no plagiarism. They just want your
Yeah.
whatever's in your brain. That's what they want to see in the project. And so they would give us little tools like that, and it really did help your mind just start working when it felt like it wasn't.
Right. Well, and because you got kind of off guard with this product and you're like, okay, wait, I need passion
Yes,
behind it.
the product they gave me was WD-40 oil.
Oh no, Carly,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
I wasn't
I
ready.
know. I was like, okay. Like, I think everyone got a different one, and I got WD-40, and I had to like make advertisements for TV, for radio,
Oh, that's
and things
cool.
around WD-40.
That
So
is so cool.
it was.
And you're a girly girl. Like all the besties know you're a girly girl. And so you're over here like, yeah, y'all buy this WE40.
Right.
Like I think that's so
I
funny,
can't even
but
remember what,
relatable.
yeah, I can't even remember like what kind of ads I wrote for that, but it was definitely an interesting product, but it just shows that like you can make it happen
Hmm.
with the right brainstorming techniques.
Yes, that is amazing. I love that tip. It was, wait, what was it? Brain dumping? What
Yeah,
was it?
idea dumping.
Idea dumping. That I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that.
Yes. Let me know how it goes.
I will. I guess my way of finding like brainstorming ideas is sources on like social media, like you were talking about. So
Hmm.
my top four favorite would have to be Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube, and the besties. Honestly, like you were saying, the besties community. Ask your audience, your best friends, what they want to see, and
Yes.
so Pinterest is great for like mood boards, content ideas, or even examples or aesthetics. I love Pinterest for aesthetics, and you can create mood boards like pin it to your mood board so you can go back to it anytime you want. And TikTok is great for inspo, like you were talking about earlier, just to see what's trendy, or to, if you are working with a brand, to go to the brand and see what their creatives are doing. And that sparks up your creativity. And then YouTube is great for tutorials, blogs, longer form videos. And so yeah, you can get like explore niches, new skills, and also you can get a creator that you resonate with to learn new skills and to kind of be vulnerable. I love YouTube to be more vulnerable and to really like connect deeper with your audience. I love that, to get like inspiration. And also, besties, is our YouTube,
The UGC Besties podcast.
the UGC Besties podcast is on YouTube.
Make sure
So
you go subscribe.
yes, and like and comment.
On one thing you said about going to the brand's page. So if you
Yes.
are creating content for a brand, which is what we're talking about, UGC, creating videos with a brand's products for their social media, it is so, so important. You have to go check out their social media and
Hmm.
see what they post, see like what kind of aesthetic they have, and you have to match your content to that.
It's really
And
true.
so that's really an important step in the brainstorming process is checking out all of the brand's social media pages and what they already have, but then also maybe like what they might not have and recommend that to them.
Yes,
Um,
what they need,
yes,
what you can bring to the table for them, what value
yes,
can you
that might
bring?
be different. But if they like don't post a bunch of inappropriate things or
Yeah,
I can't even think of what I'm trying to say, but just try to match your content to their, values and their culture and things like that.
right. To keep it cohesive too.
We can also talk about brainstorming ideas as a UGC creator who loves to create online for themselves and their own page and not only just for brands. And so I feel like, Chance, you do videos for yourself a lot. And I want to know, like, when do you stick to what works and when do you try something new? So,
Oh,
was there a moment where you decided you wanted to do an outfit video or a
well,
makeup tutorial?
that's a good one, Carly. Put me on the spot, but I love it. So at first, I guess I was more learning my style. I didn't really know it. And so I was doing transitions. I know. And
No,
so I,
I loved the transitions. It was amazing, and I was jealous. I wish I was doing the
oh,
transitions.
you
Yeah.
definitely could. Oop, I lost the AirPod. It went flying. But yes, you definitely could. Oh, that's a good one. I would say first off, try what you want to try. What do you see yourself creating? And so at the moment, I saw myself doing transitions, and then I could say it was working, but I knew it wasn't resonating with me as a person. Like it was resonating with my audience, but it wasn't like, don't get me wrong, I'll still do transitions, but not all the time like I used to. And
Hmm.
so that's when I knew as a person, not my analytics or my audience, I knew I was ready to try something new. And I guess I more kind of moved into like vlogs and more UGC on my profiles. And so, as experimenting and testing out new things like format, styles, topic, and even my niche kind of switched because at first I was like only in self care or beauty, and now I'm kind of like a honey hole for all kinds. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So listen to yourself. And like we
Mm-hmm.
talked about in the last podcast, our likes and our dislikes can change, and that would
Yes.
make us want to try something new. But I think also like listening to your audience and like seeing what
Mm-hmm.
your audience likes. Like if you started a new style of videos and it was really resonating with them, then I would keep up with that style.
Yes, I agree.
Awesome. Okay. So the next part, so the first part of the creative process is brainstorming ideas. And then the second part is planning and scripting. So we're going to talk about how we outline our content, how we create our scripts, and setting goals for each video.
Yes. So, planning and scripting, outlining content before shooting is super important. It helps you stay organized and ensures your clear goals and key points you want to, incorporate in your video. And it honestly makes filming for me so much smoother because I'm not like kind of scattered in a way. And so, for some of my personal ways to structure this is to gather clear goals. You can decide on a layout of your video and format, for example, like a hook, problem solution, or a body, and then a call to action. My favorite is a call to action. I love call to actions. And
Hmm.
then break it down in like bullet points. Like you have your big goals and then shrink them into baby goals because it's just easier to tackle, and then just script out each section in a way, and then this saves a lot of time and ensures you don't miss important parts. um hmm.
Totally. Do you write it down or do you use your laptop, or where do you write
Ooh,
your script?
I love writing. I feel like it sticks with me better. Even if I'm taking notes, like back in school, I would write it down instead of being on my laptop. I
Hmm.
feel like writing down, it just sticks to my brain better, and it's easier. I don't know. I think I remember things better, and I
I
know
do the
that's like,
same.
see, I don't know if it's how, because like I feel like in school we didn't get laptops until about sixth grade, and so I feel like my grade school I learned to write, and it just stuck with me better.
I like writing my scripts down too with pen and paper. I just think it's better that way. And I write my script down like one, two, three, four, five. It's usually only like
Mm-hmm.
five lines, I guess, for each like 30-second video that I do. It just depends. But I put them into like numbers. And
Mm-hmm.
then it really does help keep me on track as I'm recording. And I have that notebook with my script next to me when I'm recording. And I also have the type of shots that I'm gonna create outlined on that piece of paper as well.
Yeah, that's where I need help with because I will have my script ready, but not like I'm kind of more spontaneous when it comes to the clips because I
Hmm.
don't know, like I'll script it and then kind of go from there and then create and then voice over or speak to the camera with my script.
That's funny that you said that because, like, when I record spontaneously, those videos are always better. And I
You
don't
think?
know why. Yes, my
It's probably because
spontaneous
more
videos are
creative.
all the best.
It's because your creative juices are flowing.
I guess so. I guess so. Yeah, I maybe I don't feel as forced.
Yes, and your audience can definitely tell when it's forced too.
Hmm.
And another tip, this is kind of off track, but it's such a good tip. If you use CapCut for a script, you can go ahead and type in your script and you can record in CapCut and your script is on screen. So it looks like you're looking at the camera, of course, but you're seeing the script. I
I
only
do
did
love
that.
that feature.
Have you done it a lot?
Yes, when I used to work
What?
for TikTok making videos for brands,
Uh-huh.
I did that a lot.
What? I did it once, and then I think it's more, oh, I just sounded more scripted. I sounded so scripted
But
because
it
I
was
was,
just so easy to remember your script that way.
it
Otherwise,
is.
Otherwise, I
Yes.
memorize the entire script now. I haven't used that feature in a long time, but now I memorize the script. And I've always
Hmm.
been good at memorizing, and that's part of our job now. But
Hmm.
it is more time consuming.
It is, but it's so worth it, especially if you're good at reading script like off the camera, or like right then and there. You're perfectly good at it. Because
Yeah.
me, I'm like, I think I'm also more anxiety filled when it comes to it. Because I'm like, wait, the script's going too fast.
Oh, yeah, on the screen.
Yes.
I do want
Uh,
to say I do want to say that when you are setting goals for your video, you need to be on the same page as the brand when you're setting
mhm.
those goals. So if this isn't a question that you've asked the brand during the partnership yet, you need to ask, what are your UGC goals? What do you want out of this video? And then that can help you really write your call to action, write your hook, and then it helps to be on the exact same page as the brand, because at the end of the day, you do not want them to send the video back and say, this is not what we wanted. Can you redo it? Because then all of your time is wasted and down the drain. So definitely stay on the same page as the brand with your goals.
Yes, that's amazing. And such a good tip. That's actually, that's happened to me before, actually, like on a personal, you know, I would
Definitely has
have,
happened to me several
yeah.
times. And that's how I've learned these lessons and why I share them with the besties now, because sadly, we've had to learn the hard way.
That's true. It is fair. But another thing, let's say you did ask that and they're asking for 1,400 revisions. That's why we preach to charge after the first one, because, you can try your hardest and then they might not resonate with it. And so you might have to create for a second or third time. And I think we do believe into charging that, because that sometimes the revisions make it where you have to create the whole video again.
Oh, yes. Yes. I
Hmm.
try to offer one free revision for the brand if it's my first time working with them, just to make sure we are both comfortable with each other. What if they don't like my videos at all? I'll do a revision for them.
Yeah,
But I charge $50 per revision after that.
that is a really good rule of thumb. 50.
Yes.
But let's say they want you to recreate the whole video, you can charge more, besties, because the whole video, if let's say you charge 150, that's a whole another 150 that you could charge for them, or at least 70 or
Yes.
something.
So don't put yourself in that situation, and just get on the same page as the brand before you accept the deal. And then when they're signing, make sure you have the revision clause in there, which it should be if you've bought our UGC Besties contract that we sell on our Etsy store.
It's only $5.
Yes.
And that $5 is nothing compared to what it could save you from, because there's so many great points in our contract. Y'all should go look it out in our store. It's in our bio. Bestie, are you an aspiring UGC creator? Look no further. Carly's 20-page guide is your ultimate roadmap to kickstart your UGC business. This is a comprehensive ebook that is packed with insights and strategies that guarantee your success. Plus, enjoy free mentorship from the UGC besties to answer all your questions, help you grow. Don't wait, get your copy now at etsy.com/UGC by Carly and start your journey today.
Let's talk about creating an engaging script. Chance.
Okay, so I script both spontaneous and word for word. So depending on the content guidelines, different content calls for different script work. So some key tips I have is to be conversational and act as if you're talking to a friend. Start strong to grab the attention. So in other words, this could be a hook. So this could be a question. This can be an interesting fact, a question, or a bold statement. Be clear, get the point across, and avoid unnecessary. Keep your audience engaged. Include call to actions to encourage people to engage with your content by asking questions, comments, or actions.
Okay, I want to talk about hooks. So you brought up starting off strong with a hook, and you offered like different examples of what hooks could be. So for someone that doesn't know what this is the attention grabbing element at the beginning of a video that makes you stop scrolling. So think about when you're watching your FYP on TikTok and you're scrolling so many videos, okay, doom scrolling. What videos make you stop? So pay attention to those when you're just in your downtime. which ones are making you stop and why, and what are they saying at the beginning of their videos with script or visual that's making you stop. So, this is just the first 1 to 3 seconds of your content, and you need to captivate your audience in that time. And so, creators really pay attention to this part of their script. This can be questions that like hit a pain point or curiosity with your audience. Just like Chance said, it can be like a bold statement like, this product saved my mornings, or I can't believe this worked in just 2 days. It could be, my favorite is like a visual hook, which is the end result of using the product or the end result of your video, showing that in the first like 1 to 3 seconds. I love doing that personally. Or like a fast cut of a transformation and then going into the transformation. Or just anything satisfying or vibrant that might catch someone's attention. So just make sure it's concise, high energy, use like text overlays in the first 1 to 3 seconds. And when you're writing your script, it's important to have like text on the screen at some points too. Make sure you're thinking about what's going to be on the screen, especially if you are giving it to a brand. And lastly, ensure it relates directly to your audience's needs or desires.
That. Carly, you did absolutely amazing touching on those bases. And I think that I speechless. You took everything that needed to be learned and put it into words for the besties. And I think it's perfect timing to go ahead and go into our third step of filming and editing.
Okay, let's talk about filming and editing. So, you've brainstormed your ideas, you've done the planning and scripting, and now it's time to film. I just want to say this process can take several days. You do not have to sit down and do this process all at one time. You can brainstorm one day, write your script the next, film the next. It does not all have to be in one day. So, give yourself some grace. But
Mm-mm.
now you've finally found time to edit your video. Wait, no. You've finally found time to film your video, and then even editing can be the next day. But we're going to talk about both right now, because this is the last step of the creative process. And first, I want to ask you, Chance, what are your favorite type of equipment that you use for UGC? Are you a bougie like creator? Do you keep it simple? Tell me all about it.
Ooh, okay. So I no, I am not a bougie creator. I'm on a budget creator. So, um, I guess to go back like in the basics, for my camera, I just use my iPhone 13 back camera with the flash on. But I know other creatives do use a professional camera. Some other creators that I know will use a professional camera like Nikon or Canon. And the lighting, I just use my vanity mirror, but it's so bright it does look like a ring light. So you can get affordable ring light on Amazon or even TikTok Shop. And for audio, I do not use a microphone. I just use my phone. And you can enhance your voice with a microphone. I know like TikTok Shop and Amazon have some pretty cheap ones, and that will enhance your voice for like voiceovers or even talking to the camera. And sometimes I'll see a creator with the mic like hooked onto their clothes or holding it up to their mouths.
You know what I saw recently though? I saw something about creators who use mics in their hands in videos, like UGC creators. It doesn't come off as like authentic, and like UGC is supposed to be like
Mm,
an authentic like video of someone that like uses the product, right?
right. That's
And if you're
actually
holding
so
a
true.
mic, it kind of makes it look more like you're recording an ad or something.
Yes. I didn't even view it like that. That's so true. Like,
I know,
that's
I saw that
so true.
recently. I can't remember who said that, and I was like, wait, that's so true.
I mean, come on. Like, if you do have a mic, you're not a like buyer, you know? And you do
Hmm.
have to sell it like you are a consumer. So
Yes.
I agree with that. Excuse me. And yes, my favorite equipment has to be my tripod. I love my tripod. You can get sturdy, hands off shots. Another tip is to have a clean background. I just have a white wall. And so you can use a wall or maybe just like a tapestry, or you can use a green screen if you don't have a clean wall. And then investing in a low budget options can improve your quality. So, like Amazon's great for that, TikTok Shop's great for that. but I just use my camera, I use my vanity light, and a tripod. That's it.
I think we forgot the most important piece of equipment,
What?
and that is natural sunlight.
That. You can tell when you're watching a video if a creator's in front of a window or outside versus a
Yes.
ring light. And it's so clean, like just the sun makes it crisp.
Yes, I do love, a ring light, but there's nothing like the natural light. And then my
Hmm.
favorite thing is also my tripod. I couldn't live
Yeah,
without it.
me
And I
neither.
I can't remember. I got mine on Amazon, but I think it was like $40. I'm not sure. I love it though.
I do too. Mine was about that price too, maybe a little cheaper, but you do not have to get anything fancy.
You don't even
That,
have to get a tripod to start
mm-mm.
UGC. You can start today with none of this equipment, just your
Yes.
phone. I
Hmm.
swear to you, you can just use your phone. You don't need a tripod, ring light, nothing. So don't let like purchasing equipment hold you back from like starting your UGC journey. These are just things that we love, but I'm sure we accumulated them over time. I definitely did not buy my equipment and then start my journey.
No.
I accumulated it. And then I also like, in 2022, everybody was like going to the Dollar Tree and getting those backdrops. And I definitely went there and got those. You can like set up your own like backdrops and things in your house if you're bougie like that. I'm not, but some creators do some really cool stuff with like DIY projects. And I think that's super cool.
I agree. When I first started, I would have my phone like propped up against a lamp or my vanity, you
My
know?
coffee or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now they have a sticky phone case. You don't have to go get it, but it's a sticky phone case where you can put it on anything.
And it works. It works. It
Yes.
works. It works. I
I
had
was
it.
so, oh, you did?
Yes.
I'm jealous.
Yes. I got it. But it ended up like peeling off the back of my phone somehow. I can't remember what happened. Maybe
Oh.
my son peeled it off. But they're so good.
JJ.
They sell them at Target right now, and I honestly need one because I have nothing on the back of my phone right now. And why do I
Uh-huh.
not have one? So thank you for reminding me. But those sticky phone cases are perfection. They go right on the mirror, and it's so good for get ready with me's and all of that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So much
Another thing
cheaper.
Another thing is when you are recording, this just came to mind, totally off topic, but when you're recording with your front camera, make sure you invert it in your editing app because, like, the words of the brand will be backwards.
Yes.
And so just invert it when you're
So that
recording with
brings,
your.
yeah, that brings me to like what app you use. Like
Mm.
we could say an app is like an equipment that a UGC creator would use in the creative process. So like, what is your favorite app? Like, what do you edit with? And then I'll share mine.
Ooh, my favorite is CapCut. I love CapCut. And I also use TikTok editing software. So, like, sometimes I'll record in TikTok and then I'll just go to their editing app, which is similar to CapCut. But this is where you can put like text on screen, color grading, visuals, or overlays. And an overlay is like when you screen record, let's say the brand's website and you want it in your video. It's so much easier when you use an editing app to do that. And I'm not sure if TikTok has overlays like that. Do you know?
I don't think so.
What's your favorite editing app?
My favorite is Splice, and I can't get
Oh,
away from it. And I'm like one of the few people that uses it. Like, it's not popular,
I've never
but
heard of it.
I'm out here like paying for Splice and CapCut, and I just love it. I think it's more simple than CapCut. It's
Hmm.
way more simple, but it still has all of the things.
I need to try that out. Is there a free version?
I think you can try it free for 7 days.
Okay, that's not bad. How much is it a month?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I think it's expensive. $30 a month or something. I don't know. I don't
Oh,
want to know.
Carly.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
but
know.
so in other words, Carly is a bougie creator, y'all.
No, no, Splice is like not as cool as CapCut. I have CapCut too, and I love it. It's so fun. I think I've talked about this before on the podcast, but I need to use CapCut more. Like I get so much creative inspo when I'm looking at CapCut. I'll be scrolling on there and it will just make me want to start creating videos that I would have never created otherwise. So I'm a
Mhm.
huge CapCut fan. But I edit every project in Splice.
And it's SPLICE.
Yeah.
Splice. Okay, I need to get on that.
Chance, when you record your vlogs, do you have like a filming technique? Don't you use a camera to record your vlogs or do you use your phone?
I use my phone, but I hold it sideways. So, because on YouTube, where I post my vlogs is what is that, vertical? No,
16:9. Yeah.
yes, that. That. So I'll just turn my phone to the sideways, and just record like you would a camera.
That's
And
so
on it,
cool. And you use your back
mm-hmm.
camera still?
Yes, for everything,
How do you
for
do
everything.
it? How do you do it?
I don't know. I wish, you know how those old-timey vlog cameras you could flip around and see yourself? I wish there
Yes.
was a way for phones. I do.
No, totally. So you're just out there recording and you can't see the other side.
Yes. And well,
Wow.
I
The
won't lie.
confidence.
Oh no, that took a lot of, I'm not gonna lie, like it does take a lot out of you to record in public. Like I have a vlog and I still need to edit and add some little parts in, but I was on the beach and there was people walking and they were looking and I literally said to the camera, it's not posted yet, besties, but I'll get it out there soon. I literally looked at the camera and said, I care, but I shouldn't. And I'm like, it's so
Oh.
vulnerable though.
No,
You
totally.
know.
But the thing is that these days people know that like everybody, well, so many people are content creators. And so
Mm-hmm.
when I see someone with their phone out, or I saw like someone recording their friend walking out of a shopping center or something like that, it's like I know that she's making a video for online. Everybody's scrolling online and watching it. I don't think people care as much nowadays. But even if I'm like sending a Snapchat to my friend out in public, I feel like I can't pull my phone out and hold it over my head and talk to
That's
my
true.
phone. Even if it's just going to my friend on Snapchat, I still get nervous. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't send that. Like, I can't pull out my phone in front of other people. Like, I have to look around and make sure nobody's watching me, even if it's just being sent to my friend. So, like, I totally get how you feel like
Uh-huh.
recording in public. And, like, we really need to get past that. Like, we really
We
need to
do.
grow past
Because
that if we want to grow. Like, we
it's
can't.
so true. It's so true. And those people at the end of the day, they'll never see you again, probably. And if they do, they'll probably see you online and be like, I met her in person and I didn't know who she was, you know? And it's like,
Yeah.
we're our biggest critics. So we're like, oh, what's going on in their minds? Are they judging? At the end of the day, they do not pay your bills. They're not your passion. Your passion's content created. And even if you are snapping a friend, they're not in your life. They have no, like, their judgment doesn't mean anything.
It
So,
doesn't because it's so minuscule. Because if you see
it's
someone
true.
else with their phone out, you're like, oh, they must be recording something. But then that's all
Yeah.
you think about it. So
Especially us. Like if we run into a other creative, they'll understand. Like if we run into a bestie out of the blue, they'll be like, they're a creator like I am. So I don't know.
yeah,
If
you
I
never
was
know what someone's like really thinking anyway. So it doesn't
no.
matter.
Yeah, that goes back of being your biggest critic. It's like, oh my gosh, what are they talking about? Or what
We
are they
should
thinking?
we should try to start Snapchatting each other during the day in public, just talking to each other on Snapchat and like as if we were making a video and
We
see if we
should.
can like overcome the fear.
We should. We that is
Okay.
collaborative. But
Okay. I'm
I
down.
like I am too. I need to get more on Snapchat. Sometimes I'm on there, but
Yeah,
and
you just like leave me on delivered for days. It's
I
not
know
cool.
it's not just you, girl. It's not just you. I promise. I have one streak and I have to save it all the time. Like
That's
pay
so
that
funny.
99
No,
cents.
you don't.
Yeah, I do. They do.
That's so funny.
um let oh wait, or I feel like I have some more tips on yeah, just anxiety or like overthinking in public. We all go through that, besties. And so don't let other people that are not paying your bills and are not doing what you are passionate about or have no clue of what you're doing, let them get to you. Because at the end of the day, at the bottom of the barrel, they're not there. They don't matter, their thoughts, and they might not even be thinking of the worst, you know? And so pull out your phone, record anywhere, and forget them.
Great advice, Chance. I love it. And I needed this advice because all of my UGC videos are recorded in private. And like now I feel like I can go record at Barnes and Noble
You
or record
should.
somewhere else. Yeah.
Oh, and that's another thing. Let's say you're affiliate, right? And so let's say you're affiliate for Victoria's Secret. If you want to go in there and record, people are going to be in there. but you have to put that in the back of your mind. Okay, listen, they are not passionate of what I'm passionate about, and actually, they're not in the creator program, and
And
you are.
I work for Victoria's Secret. That's how I felt in Target when I
That
got into the Target creator program. I was in Target like recording everything and I was like, I
Yep,
work for Target. I work for Target.
you
And it was
do.
cool.
There was
I
this.
mean,
I
do
for
I though? Their
You
creative
do.
program, like I don't get it. I don't do it really. I don't know. I know I joined it right when they like created it, but like to be honest, it's just like Walmart's and like it is affiliate,
Yeah,
but um I think it's good for like those creators on Instagram that like sell like
home decor.
home things. Yeah. And then they
Yeah,
can
I
get
get
such good
that.
commission from like their already like huge audience that buys everything that they like.
I definitely get that. Do you have a storefront?
No, Target didn't do a storefront like Walmart. It
Oh,
was
what?
weird.
I would definitely, they need to do a storefront because a storefront, I feel like, you can go shop your storefront and you
Yeah.
can, I like that. I did see, I don't know if it was Target, but you made like a kind of a Canva thing and it was like different products and
That
you were
was
like,
Amazon.
Amazon. Yes, Amazon has a storefront and affiliate program too.
Hey besties, are you loving the tips on this podcast? There's so much more waiting for you on our Instagram. Follow us at UGC Besties, where we post hundreds of actionable tips, tricks, and resources to help you grow as a UGC creator. From content ideas and pitching strategies to real life examples, it's all there to inspire and guide you. Don't miss out. Head over to Instagram, hit that follow button, and dive into all the extra value we're sharing just for you. We cannot wait to see you there. Yes. I didn't get into this was like when I first started, I didn't get into the affiliate program. I got into like the associates program, so you couldn't have your own storefront. And so I had to make like a Canva website of my affiliate links. And so it was
That's
cool
smart.
because like all I did was copy my affiliate link from Amazon and I put it in Canva and then Canva like pulled up the photo and everything and made it clickable for me. And so it was really easy to do. But like I just have problems like I'm like so bad at promoting, like pushing things down people's throats.
Yeah.
I'm just not good at it. And so I never really like post about it or anything.
That's understandable because affiliates, you'll have like two videos or two content pieces, and then after that, you do kind of feel like you're shoving it down their throat. But at the end of the day, the more content you get out, the more chances of someone buying it, and you get affiliate.
I
Or,
know. And
yeah,
I do love my affiliates. I do.
I do too. I love them. And I feel like with affiliates, you have a little more creative freedom than UGC, but you get paid like then and there with UGC. So it's like a catch 22, whatever resonates with you, what you like creating. And yeah, like if a brand texts me and they don't offer affiliate right off the bat, I will say, are you looking for UGC content or do you offer affiliate? Because, time is money. And
Yes. Well, I only like doing affiliates like if I really like the product. It's only worth it if
yes,
you really like the product.
that's so true. I did get on Shopify collabs and they
I
offered
am on
some.
there. Yeah. So I got like alt fragrances from Shopify collabs, which was really
Yes,
cool. But Shopify collabs is such a good one to find brands on. We don't
you
talk
get
about that
some.
one often.
We don't. We don't. And then what? Social Cat. Are they mostly UGC?
Yeah, Social Cat is UGC, but I did like 20 jobs on Social Cat and then I haven't been on there in a while, but I actually talked to a creator the other day who said she completed a lot of jobs on Join Brands, which
Ooh.
I know Join Brands was popular like when I first started, but like I guess like there's actual jobs on there now. And so that could be good for people listening if you need a platform to join. Maybe Join Brands, Shopify collabs, definitely. Social Cat is pretty good. And there's many more, but that's just a few.
Yes, I believe in a last episode or two ago, we did touch base on tons of those kind
Yes,
of apps.
we
So,
did.
yes, should we go ahead and go on takeaways and tips?
Yes.
Okay, so overall tips and takeaways building a creative routine. So, building a creative routine and maintaining a rhythm without burning out means to build a routine. Set a schedule, batch create tasks or batch create content, take breaks, get inspired, live a healthy lifestyle because the body is connected to the mind's connected to the body. and just set realistic goals. And when you're feeling low on creative energy, there's ways to go about it. Some tips I have is to breathe, relax. It's fun to take a break and to reboot your creative juices because, like I said before, when you burn out your creative juices, you know? And so take a break and then come back to the project or look at other projects. Like I like to when I'm doing one project and I have multiple tasks to complete and I get burnt out or get low on energy on this project, I'll take a step back and do something else so I'm still productive. And so, but it's okay to take a break and just sit down and watch TV for a second and then come back to it.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
having that good routine, and focusing on yourself first and foremost is the most important thing. But I would have to say that a creative routine, you can also kind of think about it in a way, like I mentioned earlier, you could have days of the week where you only focus on creating content and you can get this whole creative process done all in that day. Or you can give yourself more time and know when your deadline is and say, okay, today I'm going to get this one task done and it's going to be brainstorming ideas and getting inspiration and getting excited to make this video. And then the next day, I have an hour or two to start working on my script and I'm going to run it by my friend and see if she thinks it's good. And then I'm going to be done with the day for that. And then the next day, I'm going to film. The next, I'm going to edit. Just take time in the process and don't overwhelm yourself to the point where you do get burnt out, like Chance was saying.
Mhm.
It's really important, especially as creators. Like, we have a lot of projects going on at all times, and it can be so overwhelming. I like to take it one project at a time. I personally find it hard to work on multiple projects at a time, and it feels really good when I get one filmed and edited. Like once it's edited, like I feel so good where I just have to get it to the brand maybe the next day or so after I look
Yeah.
over it a few times. But Chance, are you able to like work on multiple projects at once, or do you do like one at a time like me?
Well, yeah, it depends on the deadlines because let's say I pushed it off because I was focused on another task and then I have multiple tasks to get done. Sometimes I will do two or three. But personally, if I had time, I would like to do one at a time because I feel less chaotic.
Yeah. It gives
Yeah,
me peace of mind when I have one checked off and I'm like, okay,
yes.
this one is, and like with the last step of editing, I'm like, okay, this feels good. The end of the process feels so relieving. Yes.
I agree. I definitely agree. Like a routine, like Carly was saying, like stick day by day because every day is different in our field. So one day for script work, one day for editing, or one day for content. Because honestly, taking the content does take a lot of time. Editing takes a lot of time. Script working takes a lot of time. But it's just how you lay your days out. And you don't have to get everything done in that day. Just like she was saying, she will even send it to the brand the next day to be on a fresh mind. Or let's say you have your script, but you have your editing done, you could take the next day to do a voiceover. And it's just baby steps. You literally have these big goals, and then you need to push them down into these baby steps so it's easier to consume.
Definitely. So, some tips for dealing with creative block, that I kind of want to touch on more than we did previously is to change your environment. Like, go take
That
a walk, my fave thing to do.
you
Um,
do.
go, let's not get started on my walks. Go work from somewhere different. So, say you're at home and you're having a really hard time um,
Mm,
with your creative, energy, go work from a coffee shop or go somewhere new or go outside or just change your environment because a fresh setting can often bring fresh ideas. Next, look for inspiration to sum up earlier to scroll through Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok for trends and creative ideas. Watch content creators you admire.
yes.
And then, like I said earlier, writing down like the 100 things. You could also just like set a timer for 10 minutes and write down every idea that comes to mind. no matter like what it is. Just write. It doesn't matter what you're writing because sometimes like those bad ideas can lead to really great ones. And then always like just take a break, like Chance said, step away and do something you enjoy, like cooking, exercising. Just clear your mind because a clear mind is a creative mind. And so don't overwork yourself. It can be really easy to do so as a creator, but it's important as a community that we all know that it's okay to take a break.
That, that. Another tip is like when you are looking at inspiration of other creators, don't get like a creative block by like being envious or like you want to be better than them. It's okay to get inspiration, but don't get to the point of like, I'll never be that creator, right? And so if you ever get like that, get off your phone. At the end of the day, you have your own blessings, you know? And
Yes.
so don't get envious, but also look up to them, like resonate with them. Competition in this field is not competition. It's more of like, okay, we're going to collaborative.
Inspiration.
Yes, that,
It's
that,
not
that,
about
that.
making like the perfect piece of content
No.
because everyone is so unique in their own ways. And so it's all
Hmm.
about just like the process and the progress and not the perfection.
That you're allowed to look up to somebody and get inspiration. Do not get in your head about, I'm not like on that level, because you're actually in your own lane and nobody can be you, and you bring your own value, you bring your own uniqueness. And yeah,
And if you're so inspired by a fellow creator, collaborate with them or get feedback from them. They can be your friend. They can be your audience, and they could help you. They could help offer you a fresh perspective and unblock your creativity just by like talking with them and becoming friends. Like we preach, like you need UGC besties. You need people in your corner in this industry to pick you up when you're down. And these people that give you the inspiration, they can also be your friends.
hold on, I'm looking up this girl because this is amazing that you hit base on this. So, for example, underscore Bex Beauty underscore, and she has a blue check mark. And so on TikTok, when I was first starting out, she was doing transitions. And so what I did, because I got inspiration for her, let's say you get inspiration from any creator out there, and you kind of incorporate their style, and then with transitions, you kind of have to, right? And
Mhm.
so what I did is in my caption, I said credit, and I added her. And so I commented on her page and I said, I want to be your bestie. I get inspiration from you. And she commented back. And like to me, she has, look, I'm looking at it right now. She has 300,000 followers. So to me, my what, 2 grand? That's inspiration.
That's such a good personal experience to add to making friends online and using them as inspiration instead of just being jealous and getting down and thinking that you could never make videos as good as her because you do. And, you know, she may have just been creating longer than you. She's just gotten more exposure than you, but your videos are, you know, just as good as hers. And just you have your own unique spin on the transitions. And I just love that you shared that.
Thank you. And yes, that it's just inspirational. I look up to her and it's like, wow, she took it out of her time to comment back to me. Like, yes. And just like we were saying earlier, you're in your own lane. And so just because the following is different doesn't mean, like that takes anything away from your uniqueness and your values and your passions. And another tip is to always give credit where it's due. So that's why I preach to at them in the caption, say credit goes to at Bex, you know? And so,
Yes.
credit, if you do get inspiration, please credit them.
That's such a good tip. I want to touch before we wrap things up and get into the next exciting part of our podcast. I want to talk about the resources that creators can use for the creative process. And so we're going to talk about Canva.
Yes, I love Canva.
Canva is good for designing your Instagram posts and you can remove backgrounds on there. Canva is very important. CapCut, like you said, is very important. There are social media management tools like Later is a tool that creators use to plan and schedule posts with a calendar. And so you can also use platforms like Pinterest and TikTok for ideas and inspiration. And then don't forget the pen and paper, which is our favorite for workflow organization. But Notion is also a tool that I know a lot of creators use to organize their content planning. And then Trello is also another one that creators are using right now. And then, like Chance mentioned previously, YouTube is really good. They offer like free tutorials on a lot of editing techniques on YouTube and TikTok. So that's a really good resource to use for your creative process. And I would say your UGC besties to sum that all up. Don't forget about the people in your corner that can support you in any way.
Yes, the besties are so vulnerable. We love each other. It's so supportive too. It's like pure intentions, pure support. Just, it's okay to lean on a bestie that truly understands. And we talked about this in multiple episodes, but we understand and we grasp it, and your closest people might not. But to touch base on some top resources, I know Meta Business is Facebook and Instagram, and they're connected, and
Uh-huh.
it's free and you can schedule on there, but I haven't used it personally, but one other time on a social media client, and it worked. I mean, it doesn't, you know how sometimes some scheduling apps they say can put a burden on your engagements?
Uh-huh.
Meta Business does not. And it,
Oh, I
it
love
works.
Meta Business. That makes sense because that's
Yeah.
meta, you know? So
Meta, yeah, they're the top. And then Canva, to touch base on Canva, I've been lacking on my content calendar, but me and Carly, we have a besties calendar on there. So, and it's free. Canva, you can get the free version, or you can pay how much is it?
I'm not sure.
It's not too bad. It's like 20, maybe 15. It's not too bad if you want to get the premium.
I like to
But
not look at all of my
yeah,
subscriptions. Like I'm one of those that I'm subscribed to everything and I just don't look at how much it costs. I don't want to know. And then I'm surprised when they pull it out of my account.
that's me with like music. That is me. Like I'll just download it, not looking at the price. It's like whoop de doo. I can now listen to it everywhere. And but yes, I think we touch really good base on researches for creators. Um, but yes, besties, we have something so exciting for y'all around the corner. It's happening this episode, and some of y'all might know if you're in the broadcast and stories. But Carly, should we tell them? Are you a passionate content creator? Bestie, I know you are. Do you want to stay updated with the latest trends, tips, and opportunities in the UGC space for absolutely free? Then you need to join our newsletter today. By subscribing, you'll receive exclusive insights, expert advice, and the latest news delivered straight to your inbox. Whether if you're a seasoned content creator or just starting out, our newsletter is packed with valuable information to help you grow and succeed. Join us with a link in our bio to find our newsletter. Stay connected and stay creative. Thank you, besties, for tuning in.
Yes, we have a UGC bestie joining us for the very first time on the UGC Besties podcast, and we cannot wait to introduce you guys to her. Chance, do you want to send her the
The
link?
link, let's do it. It's about time.
I'd like to introduce the first ever guest on the UGC Besties podcast, a UGC bestie herself, a US based faith, lifestyle, beauty, and fashion creator, Ropa Sandiswa. Hi, Ropa. How are you today?
Hello, Carly. Hello, UGC besties. How are you today?
We are so good, and we're just so excited to have you on the podcast.
I'm excited to be here. I've been waiting for this all year.
I'm so
Aw.
happy. So, this is episode 5, and we have been talking about the creative process. And so, we've been talking about brainstorming ideas,
Mm-hmm.
planning and scripting, and filming and editing. And so, basically, everything you do when you are about to start making your video up until the very end.
Uh-huh.
And you are going to be our Q&A, and we just can't wait to get to know more about you. And so, we have a few questions for you.
Awesome.
And we'll get started. So, my first question is when you're in a creative slump, what are some
Ooh.
go to techniques you use to brainstorm fresh ideas?
Okay, so that happens a lot. A lot
Me
more than
too.
people think. I think I was in one a couple of days ago. But I scroll on my Instagram, I think because of my niche. I like to find people that have similar taste. And Instagram is my bestie. Like I will be on there 24/7 trying to find something. And something like incorporated as a Christian creator, it's kind of hard to like maintain that and also be working with brands. So the creativity is always like, oh, are they gonna judge me if I put too much of my faith on this, or are they going to question all these things? But I like to take ideas from other Christian creators that I see, and then I like to take ideas from just anybody who's just like platonic with their content, and I say, okay, this works out, and write it down. Like it's important to write it down, 100%.
Definitely. I love that you said that because when we were talking about brainstorming ideas, we said to go watch TikTok and get like inspiration from other creators.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone would be turned off by your faith-based content. I'm personally so inspired by your faith-based content.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I love how you've started like incorporating it into like an outfit video, and you talk about, a new song that's come out that you like. And I love how you've just intertwined it.
Yeah,
And it's really unique, the way that you have been creating recently, and I love to see it.
I appreciate that.
Of course. Okay, Chance.
All right, so number two, how much time do you typically spend planning and scripting your content? Do you have a process to ensure it's structured effectively?
Okay, so I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I wake up late and I'm like, oh, I have to post because my Instagram analytics be like, oh, 12 p.m. is the best time for me to post. And
Mhm.
I wake up so late and I'm like, am I going to post today? As long as I still have time, I sit down and I think I take about an hour to think of the concept I'm trying to put out with my content. And as a creator, like lifestyle creator, I've taken it as everything is content. Even as a UGC creator, like any shot is like content for me to use. So I take about an hour and I sit down. I'm like, okay, this is a concept I'm trying to relay, and it's usually between 10 to 11 or 10:30 to 11:30. I sit. Everybody knows in in my house. They know you do not enter. If anybody visits, my dog knows he does not tap on the door
Your
around the
dog.
time. Yeah,
How
like
cute.
so everybody knows that's my time to like be in my creative process, and that's that's how long it takes me, about an hour. And I plan my content during the weekends when I don't post, and I say, okay, I want to post 3 days this week, and I kind of look at my analytics. That's how I brief all my stuff. I look at my analytics and say, okay, this Monday my content went really great, so that means next Monday people are expecting to see content on a Monday. So yeah, that's kind of what I do.
You are amazing. I can also relate to just spending like an hour with
Hmm.
the scripting. When I sit down, a lot of what we've talked about this episode is UGC creative process, like when you just have one video to make for a brand. So I absolutely love that you're bringing in like the Instagram creative process, like for your own
Oh
personal.
yeah.
I know Chance does a lot of creating on her own Instagram. I personally would love to find the time for that, but I like how you um, like have a specific time during the day that you work on that, and I like that it's at night because maybe I could incorporate that into my routine too because my son will be asleep at that time, and so I really like that.
100%. Yeah, it definitely helps. I think when I started doing that, I started seeing improvement in my content because I started this whole journey last year as just a UGC creator, and I started expanding afterwards. And I could see the way it started changing when I dedicated time to actually seeing how people interact and thinking about my content before I could just like just post a picture and say, "Oh, looking cute today," or like I'll just
Totally.
post something and it wouldn't get as much interaction. And then when I sit down now, it's so funny because I get my friends who I looked up to when I started my journey, and they now come to me and they're like, "Hey, can you give me feedback on this?" And it's like, "Oh, I was gonna ask you that."
Oh my
So,
gosh.
yeah,
You get in what you like, you get out what you put into it, which is so
almost definitely.
true. And
Yeah.
this whole journey and the whole business that we do, the more that you're like putting into it effort wise is what you're going to get out of it. And so I think that's what you've seen, and I love that.
Yeah, I love it too.
Question number 3, what advice would you give for balancing creativity with efficiency during the filming and editing stages?
Okay, so I would tell, if I was to tell like a UGC bestie in person, I would tell them not to think about the finished product while trying to create, because it limits the ability for you to be able to edit afterwards. I know when I started my fashion videos, I'd always think, oh, I wanted to edit this way, that way. But when I'd sit down and look at my video, there were so many other opportunities. So I started learning, okay, my creativity, if I get an idea, just jot it down. And my phone is my bestie. Like, I note everything on there and I put it down and I say, okay, I'm going to have to try and see if this works with the concept that I'm trying to bring out to people. So most definitely I'll tell someone that, like, to balance that, I think it's more of discipline. Like, you know, creativity and like content creating is discipline. If you don't have that discipline, I feel like your content starts being all over the place. I used to have a page that was like all over the place. Today I'm posting about clothes. Tomorrow I'm posting about like maybe my vacation. It was just not giving an aesthetic or like a niche to the people. And I had, but all my posts were always inspired by something, like it had some sort of like creativity to it. And I felt, okay, I need to learn how to balance this and actually make it, you know, work for the audience I have and myself, because it can get overwhelming when you have so many ideas and you don't really have much time, or like, Instagram limits all videos, or like it really limits how many pictures you can post. And it's like, if you have so many ideas, it's really hard for you to focus in on them.
Besties, don't miss out. Get brand contact emails every month and be the first to see all of the UGC Besties posts with our VIP Besties Instagram subscription. Join our exclusive group today and elevate your UGC game. Yes, I think what the besties can take away from what you're teaching them is that planning is super important, and the strategy I think that you use. It sounds like you used to like not have a strategy, which is totally me. My UGC account on Instagram, like, and on TikTok recently, I don't have a strategy. I don't really post content, but you're like teaching us that when you implement that strategy, it can really pay off. I mean, I can see the engagement on your videos, and you really are, like, getting what you put into it.
Oh yeah,
Getting
most
what you put into it.
definitely. And I think, like, when you stand, like when you set up your camera and you want to actually create content, it it's more efficient if you put in all. Like, you're not just doing it because a brand will pay you or it's part of the job. Because I used to treat a lot of my packages like that, like, oh, I just got something free, I don't really have to um put any work into it. And then I noticed that, okay, if I create something, the brand is actually waiting to see if I'll create the content, even if it's a PR, it's gifted, and I'm making my UGC. Like, it it makes me like start to think, am I supposed to post just because I'm getting free stuff, or am I supposed to post because I want them to see I can make something with their content?
I agree with that because I used to do the same thing. I didn't have passion behind it. And so when you put that little like passion behind it, you can go farther than you can just like kind of like getting the video done. Okay, I got to get it done. I got to get it out there. And even like PR, gifted, you're not paid. But as long as you're taking on collabs that you have passion with, it's easier. And I love you, Ruba. Like everything you've been
Love you
saying.
too.
I love you, but it literally goes so well with our episode. It does. Everything you're saying is perfect.
I love that. I didn't even know that you guys had that whole conversation before. So that definitely shows like I'm on the right path of thinking too.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Just wait until this comes out. You're going to be like, wait, I bombed it. I did it great. And you
Chance
touched
bomb means that you did bad.
Oh wait, what?
What?
I
Does it not?
I don't know. I
I
thought
thought
this.
it. Well, I don't. Well, I've never actually used it.
No, like you've killed it. Killed it is
Okay,
You
good.
killed
killed
it.
it.
Okay, I killed
Y'all,
it.
I literally use that all the time. I
Oh
use
my
that in the.
goodness.
I know. That's actually
Guys,
terrible. Edit that out.
how do I find the inspiration to start a strategy on my UGC by Carly page? How do I do it? How do I find the confidence?
Ooh,
I just
Ropa,
don't have it.
Ropa got it.
Ooh, that's a good one. Like you just
It
want
is.
confidence to be able to post like your
Yes.
UGC.
I mean,
Okay,
so like
what you got?
yeah. I mean, to create videos outside of my deals. Like I want to be
Oh,
like a creator, but I without the strategy, I can't find the time, I guess,
Mm.
or like the effort because I have so much other things going on. I don't know if I just have too much going on that I don't have time to put into it or if I can do it all.
so like when I first saw your page, I honestly thought you were a lifestyle creator, and then you were like, "Oh, UGC." I'm like, "What? What?" Because you posted that cute video with your son, right? And it was,
Yeah.
I thought it was like really good because I was like, "Oh, she makes content out of her daily living," and I
Okay.
feel that's something that you could do because your
Uh-huh.
niche could have UGC and lifestyle. And I feel with your life, as if it's so busy, it means that there's so much you could show. You know, there's
You're
people
right.
out there
True.
like
I
you.
love that.
Yeah, there's people they out like you who are like, oh, I'm so busy, I can't post. You know, and you could inspire them and say, okay, but if you made it content and you still want to keep your content going, here you go, just make it into content. Even if it seems like the silliest thing, I've started to get over that public shyness, or even when I'm on my
Mhm.
own and just leaving the camera there and recording myself clean or walk in town. I think that's
Mhm.
a really good strategy, especially with a kid. There's a lot of like moms that are out there, and they
Mhm.
probably want the tips that you have to manage yourself and your kid. So,
Yeah, Carly, you
That's
can be inspiration for mom talk. There's
mm-hmm.
so many moms doing like cook with me or clean with me or take my kid to school. Like just prop your phone in your car. It could be a mini vlog. It doesn't have to be a 15-minute vlog. It could be a 30-minute vlog of saying like, well, and I understand if you don't want JJ in the video because he's a
Yeah.
baby, but you can always have the camera pointing at yourself and it's like, those realistic day in the life as a mom.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bestie. I want to say it's Celine. Let me look her up. She does so realistic day in the life. She'll clean the house. She'll cook for her family. You could also do like just mom talk. I would have
I
to
love
look
that you
some
guys
up.
said that because like Ropa was right at the beginning of her joining us that everything is content and like
Mm-hmm.
I do like my 10,000 steps a day. Like I would love to share that. Like I shared a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. I'm always in nature walking. I'm always taking my son to like do something fun. My sister the other day was like, "Your son gets a new surprise like every day. Like he is
Oh,
like the
sweet.
luckiest little kid." And we're always doing something, and if I just like pulled my phone out and just like recorded it, then I could start posting it. And I just love you for inspiring me, Ropa, because I will do it now. And
Oh,
I will do it because like I love looking back on those videos,
oh
especially
yeah.
like a year ago if I did like spend the morning with me and JJ. It's so fun to like look back on those.
That's so
And
cute. And like I feel like even when you get that content, you don't have to post it that week. Cause I think when I do my word of the week, most of the videos I'm pulling are from weeks ago. Maybe my boyfriend took me out on a date, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take that video because it looked really good, and take all those different things. So I feel like it takes away the pressure of, oh, I gotta post,
yeah,
and
just get the content.
yeah, just getting the content. And you can
Okay,
do it. I have
Slay.
so much faith in that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm gonna do it for you. Just for
Oh,
you.
sweet.
So I just sent y'all a mom creator, and her name's Selena. She's a bestie, and if you go through her page, she has so much inspo. It's like her
Oh, she
cooking.
is good. I know
I
her.
love her, and it's so realistic.
Oh
Those mom
yeah,
talks.
Selena.
Those mom talks that are like kind of bougie. She's so realistic. Like, and that
Yeah.
honestly resonates more with me.
She had the funniest video the other day and she was trying to have her husband join in on the video and he was like showing the product and he like thought he was doing it wrong and she's like, "Don't like you don't have to be so serious." And I don't know, I just thought it was so funny.
That's actually hilarious. And you remember Carly, that one with the Hello Kitty making her husband take Hello Kitty lunches?
I do love her.
Oh,
I do
so
love
cute.
her.
It is
Oh,
cute.
I think we have another question for
Oh,
Ropa.
yes, we do. This is our last one. This is number 4.
Okay.
Can you share a favorite tool or software that has significantly improved your video production process?
Oh, I am going to brag about this one. CapCut.
Yes, I love CapCut.
CapCut. Oh my goodness. Okay, so if you actually look a few months ago, I was editing my videos on just Instagram. Like I'd record, and I did not know that you can turn your phone to 4K to record videos. So everything was kind of blurry, and I'll just cut it on Instagram and just post it in a rush. But one of my friends, she's a creator too, and she's like, "Oh, I use CapCut. I think you need to use it because it improves the quality of your videos." I will never
Hmm.
stop bragging about CapCut. They also have so many fonts for me. I'm
That's
a person
true.
who, like, when I look at a video, I really want to see the nice aesthetic type of vibe. Like I really like that.
Right.
And I think that CapCut is such a good, as is not a promo for CapCut. It is just the best thing that I can brag about, CapCut. And then I also like using Instagram, like for those elegant type of fonts mainly, or when I just want to add captions. I add my captions on Instagram, and it
That's a
really
smart
helps.
thing to
Yeah,
do.
it really does help because on CapCut you kind of have to go through the whole cutting and editing. Instagram is so quick to pick up on any accent, and sometimes I have a little accent to my words, so it's like, okay, it can pick up on any accent.
It's
I,
also good to put the captions through Instagram because all of those words that you're putting in through Instagram captions are SEO optimized. And so any words in your captions can be like searched, and your videos with like the Instagram captions usually get more views because of that.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so if
hmm
you're adding captions from like another app and then putting it into Instagram. Oh, another thing, Ropa, like I know you like the fonts on CapCut, you can totally do that. Just type the word on Instagram and drag it off the screen. And so that word is still going to be in your video, but it's just
Wait,
dragged off
Are you
the
serious?
screen and no one
what?
can see it, but it's still searchable.
I
I
think you
did
could do that
not
on
know that.
stories.
I'm
Yeah.
serious. I'm
On your
serious.
video, you can do that because I knew you could do it on stories, but on your video, that literally is
No.
a game changer.
Yeah, you can do it and then it will still be there on the bottom, like as a text box, but it's dragged off the screen, but it's still there, like searchable in your video.
Oh, that
I,
is so cool.
yeah, I know so many Bessies did not know that at all.
That's a secret tip. Okay,
Yeah,
guys, I'm
only
sharing
the
it with just the listeners of my podcast.
yes, the only the podcast besties. And with CapCut, I know they offer like a premium version, but just off the free version, you get so many tools, and I
Yeah.
love it. And like just like you were saying, Robert, like the cursive font, it's very elegant. And then you have like I love the bubble font. It's like Dinah something, and then it's like Metro. I love CapCut. That is my favorite editing app too. So I agree with everything.
And I love, honestly speaking, like, you guys, like, your content, and I know it's probably not even related to, like, CapCut talk, but your content is probably very inspiring, especially Chance. I feel like your content pushes me more to, like, the feminine side. I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta
Yeah.
do my girly side more. This is definitely
Yes,
Oh.
like I
good.
gotta go do my eyelashes right
Exactly.
now.
Oh, and
Like,
you know what? That gives me so literally so much motivation because truly I do think I'm for the girls, you know? Like I just made a panty video and I'm like for the girlies. Well,
I
it's
love
true.
those. I love those because I
Oh.
think for me, just living with a lot of like brothers and also just living around a lot of guys, sometimes
Mhm.
you kind of forget, like, oh, okay, I gotta be more feminine. Like I gotta,
Yeah, and
you
you're
know
allowed to. You're
yeah.
allowed to be in your feminine. And like Verpa, I lost the AirPod, y'all. Again. But yeah, you're allowed to be in your feminine. And thank you. But yeah, you're allowed to be in your feminine. And that's what I was gonna say. People around you, like in your household, might not grasp the content you create or might not grasp your passion. But other creators like us, it's so relieving to talk to you, Ropa, and of course Carly, because y'all understand.
Exactly.
Just like having you said your friend was a content creator as well.
Yeah, she is.
See, she's in your circle, she's in your corner, and she's a girl, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And
See, she
yeah, that
gets
is
it.
so helpful. Having creative friends, I think,
Hmm.
I don't know. I always tell everyone, like, I'm so picky about my friends. You have to kind of think the way I think,
Yeah.
because I see us all being on a red carpet one day. That's where my brain goes, you know?
Same though.
Like, I'm like,
Same
oh,
though.
yeah, we're going to be on a red carpet one day. If you're
We're
not
gonna be in
on
a
that
movie
train,
one day.
exactly.
I
If
love
you're not
that.
there, then I don't know. We're not going to vibe well.
Yeah, you need to have like-minded friends, and that's why we
Exactly.
preach like lean on your besties, because even though we're online, we get it. And just
Mm-hmm.
even talking to you right now, it's so relieving. And like, just, like your friends in real life might not get it,
Yeah.
but when you talk to your besties, like you just literally motivated me so much to keep creating my girly content, because it is focused on girls. Like, I'm sorry to the dudes that follow me. I know that y'all aren't gonna buy these eyelashes, but it's true though. We're allowed to be in our feminine, and we're allowed to dream big, just like a red carpet. That's so true. And you have these visions, and just take those big goals and put them down in baby goals, and take, nibble at it. Don't eat the
Exactly.
elephant in one bite, but
Exactly.
nibble at it. And
Yeah.
I believe in you, Ropa, and like just from your content now, I love it. And I need to go through, because I literally suck at being on my phone recently. I just have so many projects, but like anytime I see my girls, I get so much inspiration and I get motivated.
That is so cool. Thank you.
Of course.
I can just see how much growth Rope has already done,
Hmm.
just in the last couple months. And I just can't wait to see like how much she grows from here. And I'm so excited to have her on today. And she's inspired me to start recording everything in my life. And I'm going to try it out. And maybe it'll give me more confidence once I start posting it. And it'll just become like easier for me. And I'm really excited.
You got this. You got
Thank you
I'm
this.
so
excited.
much. Thank you.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be talking to you guys and being on this podcast. So I
It's a
really appreciate
pleasure to have
it.
you.
UGC Besties is available on all platforms, whether you're on Instagram, TikTok, X, or Pinterest, we've got you covered. Follow us and stay updated with the latest tips, trends, and exclusive content for UGC creators. Let us know you came from the pod and we'll be sure to follow you back. Join our growing community and take your UGC journey to the next level. Of course. Ropa, did you have a podcast that you do, or were you just guesting on it, or do you have like your own
Oh
that you want
yes,
to plug?
I do have a podcast on my YouTube channel. I'm like, YouTube is one place I'm trying to revamp. I actually have to edit a video tonight after this. But yeah, I do have a podcast on my YouTube. I do it with my boyfriend, and he's a youth pastor. So for us, it's like it's a faith talk, and we're looking to have guests later down the line. But for now, we're just like kind of sharing our stories, and you never know who's listening. You know, like with this podcast, we never know who's gonna be listening, and they're gonna find this so inspirational for them. So yeah.
Okay, well, plug the name of it so everybody listening can go watch your podcast
Okay,
because that's
okay,
awesome.
okay. So all my all my content, I mean, all my social media is Ropa Sandiswa, in like anywhere you will find me. I just recently changed that. I think that's a branding thing that I'm trying to do, and
Mhm.
putting a name that you want everybody to stick with outside of the other name. And I wanted a new one, so I just went, okay, I'm gonna put my real name. So Ropa Sandiswa, in. You will find me on
On YouTube too?
on YouTube too.
Okay,
And if you want to
perfect.
specifically watch the podcast, you can just search God Said Podcast. I actually have a clothing brand. It's a Christian
Oh,
it's a Christian streetwear, so that's where that came from. And if you see in the videos, we're actually gonna be wearing those stuff, like the clothing that we make. So yeah.
I love that. You're such an entrepreneur, and I know these besties are listening. Find so much inspiration, and I just want to let you know I'm a Christian as well, and
Yeah.
so I want to dig into that podcast. I love podcasts, and I will just have it going, and I'm faithful, and I find so much inspiration. I didn't know you had a clothing brand, and is it the same name as your podcast?
Yeah, it's called God Said. So you
Okay.
can find it there.
I cannot. I've seen the clips and I'm gonna go watch all of the episodes and
Awesome.
I'm so happy to share this with the besties too, because I know so many of our besties walk by faith and it really helps us, stay on the right path in our journey and just like keep positive and know that everything's going to work out and, God is on our side.
Amen. is lovely.
Okay, Ropa, well, we will let you go get to
Thank
editing your
you.
YouTube video because I know that takes so much time. But I just want to
Yeah.
thank you again so much for joining us today and sharing your testimony of your UGC journey and your content creator journey on Instagram and beyond. And I just will see you in the Besties universe on Instagram.
Bye, guys. I really appreciate you guys having me here. Love you guys so much. And keep posting those helpful tips. I really love them. They help me so much.
Okay, we
Oh,
will. Love
Okay.
you so much.
love you. It was
I'll
Bye.
good
talk to you
talking.
soon. Hey besties, want to see how we create the UGC content we're always talking about? Make sure to follow us on our personal accounts. You can find me, Carly, at UGC by Carly and Chance at creator.chance. We're always sharing behind the scenes of our UGC projects, tips for landing brand deals, and some fun creative videos you won't want to miss. It's the perfect way to get inspired for your own content and see UGC in action. So hit that follow button and come say hi in the DMs. We'd love to connect with you. All right, besties, that wraps up episode 5 of the UGC Besties podcast. Thank you so much if you've listened this far. We love you so much, and it was so fun having one of you guys on today. And Chance, do you want to say your goodbyes? And we'll talk to you guys soon.
Yes, thank you, besties, for tuning in. I believe this was our first success of our special guest, Miss Ropa, and we'll have many more. But yes, we're closing out episode 5 of the creative process, brainstorming ideas, planning and scripting, filming and editing, and much more. I love you so much, and we'll see you in the next video. I hope that you're all happy as you deserve and keep creating, besties. We'll see you in the next episode. I love you.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye, besties.
Bye, besties.
Hey, UGC besties, are you loving the podcast? We would love to hear from you. Your reviews mean the absolute world to us and help us reach more amazing creators like you. Screenshot your review and tag us on Instagram at UGC besties for a chance to be featured on our story. Thank you so much for your support and so much for listening to our podcast.